is a big one.
I hate it when that happens.
Hey, Will, is that you?
Of course it's me. Can't you tell?
No, not if we all look the same.
I don't.
Will, we are Krill. We are meant to look the same.
Not me, Bill. There's only one of me in all the world. I am one in a Krillion.
Where are you going?
I'm leaving! I want to be free, Bill!
There's no such thing as free, Will. Come on, less thinking, more swarming.
I'm sick of swarming. We've been swarming all our lives.
Sometimes, Will, it's like you've got a mind of your own.
Tell me, Bill, what lies beyond the swarm?
More swarm.
And then?
Some more swarm.
And then?
Will, there's nothing but swarm. We are a swarm without end.
Everything's got an end. See? I end here.
That is not a happy ending.
It stands to reason, Bill. If I swim against the swarm, I must eventually reach the end of the world. Yeah.
Without end.
Everything's got an end.
Maybe that's a black hole.
They're just myths. Scary talk. Keep us in the swarm.
Coming out of nowhere. Swallowing everything in its path.
For something that doesn't exist, it's very impressive. So this is all we are. Lunch. To think we spent our whole lives not knowing the truth.
Goodbye, Krill world.
I am one in a Krillion. The novel quality of this line is impeccable. It reshaped our entire worldview. Once I laughed at it so hard, I pooped. 10 years later, I sob uncontrollably.
Because it was like realizing Santa wasn't real 4 years ago, I became aware of another. I had friends who tried to pull me back into conformity. But like the shrimp, once I left, I realized I would never be the same ever again.
That idea, the tension between awareness and comfort, is not exactly new.
Probably seen it everywhere. In 1984, Winston questions Big Brother and is crushed by the system.
I would know, I made 2 presentations about it.
In The Matrix, Neo chooses the red pill and sees the machinery behind reality. Even in the Lego movie, Emmett slowly realizes that the world around him isn't fixed. It's constructed, and soon to be craggled.
That was the wrong one.
I'm still going, man.
Okay. Different genres, different age groups, same pattern. This pattern was described over 1 million years ago by someone you might know by the name of Pluto.
No, it's actually Plato.
I thought you were actually correcting me. Could we
Plato!
Was an ancient Greek philosopher who lived about 427 to 347 BC. He was a student of Socrates and the teacher of Aristotle, 3 names that built the foundation of Western philosophy. Plato wrote a book called The Republic, and inside is a short story known as The Allegory of the Cave.
The allegory is basically just 3 dudes chained in a cave. Since they were babies, they've only seen shadows, so that is all they know it is real.
One guy leaves and gets blinded by the beauty of suburban America. His eyes adjust and see everything, and once he goes back, he tries to tell everyone about it, but they end up beating his ass. Plato was only describing what was happening at the time.
Athens had recently gone through political chaos. They lost the Peloponnesian War. Democracy collapsed for a second under an oligarchy called the 30 Trines. After democracy came back, Plato's teacher Socrates was killed by public vote for corrupting the youth.
Plato saw how easily public opinion could be shaped by rhetoric rather than truth. At the time, sophists were teaching persuasive speaking skills for money. Winning arguments mattered more than discovering what was true.
Like having a president that wins by saying, "Quiet, piggy," instead of declassifying files.
Micah, your line was Plato.
Plato!
The cave reflects this frustration. It asks, what happens when a society prefers comforting illusions over difficult truths?
This idea didn't stop in ancient Greece. During the Enlightenment, philosophers challenged monarchy and church authority using similar reasoning. Scientific revolutions forced people to abandon long-held beliefs. Each time, truth disrupted comfort.
That's why some philosophers and researchers never talked about their findings until later on in life, because it was like holding in a nasty fart on a crowded elevator.
Today, it's the same.
Just on a different level.
We're on AI slop, racist reels, and fake-generated political posts. These generate engagement, boost ratings, and screw up public opinion.
Bro, again, that wasn't the line, it's Plato.
Echo chambers reinforce what we already believe, so that although we aren't changed physically, we are psychologically. We're more than still capable of mistaking repetition for truth. This concept connects directly to our own interests, because at D-Tech we're supposed to be challenging authority, but the last time we tried to do that, people got expelled. Granted, that was like my first day at D-Tech, so on a more real note, we've had friends who we've tried to help out.
We've supported them when they've gotten too comfortable. Comfortability is nice, but it's the killer of change and growth. We've tried to help them out of their own caves, but experience has taught us that we can't free those who don't want to be free. This idea forces people to ask, how do I know what I think I know? We see cave narratives everywhere.
In 1984, illusion becomes permanent and enforced.
In The Matrix, reality is artificial, and voluntary ignorance is tempting.
In The Truman Show, Jim Scarry's life is constructed for entertainment.
In the Lego Movie, conformity is comfortable until imagination disrupts it.
Understanding Plato reframes these stories. Although they both give the front of a movie night with your dad, they are philosophical explorations of both perception and power. But Plato's argument carries assumptions. He assumes truth is objective. He assumes that some individuals are more capable of accessing it, and he assumes the majority may prefer ignorance because ignorance is bliss.
That raises questions. What if truth is socially constructed? What if Plato's idea of the philosopher king justifies elitism? What if shared myths actually stabilize society?
What if I donated $4 billion to Israel? Plato!
These counterclaims complicate the allegory and make it stronger because real ideas withstand critique. The concept of illusion versus reality wasn't entirely new to us. We've seen it in films, books, discussions about misinformation, but what feels new is Plato's framing of escape as a responsibility.
The freed prisoner doesn't just enjoy enlightenment, he returns to help others, even knowing he'll be rejected. Awareness isn't enough, there's an ethical obligation attached. You know about Cain and Abel, right? Cain kills Abel out of jealousy, and when asked by God where Abel's at, he says, no clue, man, like, am I my brother's shepherd? Yes, bro, we must look out for each other, especially when faced with issues like
media manipulation, intellectual conformity, privilege mistaken for merit.
Especially this one.
Huh? Watch where you walk it, bitch. What did you... Wait a minute. I'm white. Where you going? Don't you ignore me. This is a perfectly good moment to throw your life away.
For example, imagine being an upper-class white man who's owned a generational business. That's not all. You studied, you applied, and you showed up. You will 100% believe that the success you curated was purely out of your own hard work. From your perspective, the narrative of merit makes perfect sense.
But you can't just tell a guy, oh, you don't deserve what you've won, because then it'll just line me the up. No, people will eventually see it themselves. All the scaffolding beneath their success, all the safety nets, all of their parents' trust fund money, and stuff in their favor, that's your entire worldview caving in on itself.
Accepting that'll, for sure, turn your world upside down, but that's what stepping to the light is. It'll take a minute for your eyes to adjust, but the world will be a lot prettier then. Escaping the cave isn't glamorous. No one will applaud you when you realize that you were wrong. It'll feel uncomfortable and sometimes even isolating, but there's a quiet kind of disorientation that comes with admitting that something you felt certain about might not be as solid as you thought.
When you start questioning deeper assumptions, you're challenging parts of your identity. You'll begin to reevaluate institutions you've trusted, leaders you've respected, or traditions you've grown up with. That doesn't mean everything is corrupt or meaningless, but that everything is human, and human systems are by nature imperfect.
Idea's entire goal is as simple as questioning and giving thought to how you decide what is true.
Escaping the cave is about learning how to examine things, not just becoming nonconformist. Sitting with agonizing discomfort long enough to sort evidence from emotion, argument from assumption.
The krill that drifts from the swarm risks being dragged back. The prisoner who steps into the sunlight can't see clearly at first, and in real life, people who question accepted norms are often dismissed before they're understood. That pattern shows up again and again in history. New scientific models were ridiculed before they were accepted. Social reforms were resisted before they became common sense. Progress usually starts with someone being uncomfortable. Without those moments, without someone asking, is this really the whole picture? Growth stalls. Sometimes it stops altogether.
This allegory makes us think about our own blind spots. Are we accepting something because it's familiar? Are we agreeing with a consensus without really testing it? Are we mistaking repetition for proof? More importantly, am I willing to change my mind if the evidence pushes me there?
Real intellectual courage usually just means admitting you were wrong and moving forward anyway. Plato's cave feels ancient, but it's really something current. How quickly we accept what we see without questioning it. Leaving the cave isn't a one-time breakthrough where everything becomes clear forever. You don't escape illusion once and stay enlightened permanently. You question one assumption, then later realize there was another one underneath it. You refine your thinking, then refine it again. That's what growth is.
The real takeaway is that clarity isn't permanent. You have to keep looking at the shadows and asking whether they're actually solid.
Lato!
Plato.